Hello and welcome to My Recruitment Hat. As an entrepreneur, you have many hats to wear, and the My Hat series gives you a snippet of information and a place to learn some tips and strategies for the many tasks you must master as a business owner. So grab a coffee and let's get started. Today, we welcome Laurie Walters, Community Futures Caribou-Chilcotin's own expert in employee recruitment and retention. Laurie has lived in the Caribou most of her life, and as a self-employed contractor, has been very fortunate to be involved with numerous projects and initiatives regionally in the Caribou-Chilcotin and provincially. Having her provincial instructor's diploma, Laurie is skilled in curriculum development, facilitating, presenting, and instructing. Laurie's passion is developing and delivering webinars on topics that are relevant to today's workplace environment. Welcome, Laurie.
Thank you. Hello. So happy to be here.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to jump right in. So, Laurie, you were instrumental in the creation of the You've Got Talent Guide. Can you give us a brief summary of what the guide is and how it was created?
I sure can. So the guide came from a Williams Lake hiring initiative, which was launched by the City of Williams Lake as a response to the challenges that the local business communities have been facing in attracting and retaining human resources. So after conducting over 50 one-on-one interviews with local employers, the Williams Lake Hiring Initiative, we discovered some common threads in terms of gaps that exist in hiring knowledge and expertise. So to address the themes emerging from our project outreach, we compiled key insights into this attracting and retaining talent and put it into the guide.
Excellent. So I have to ask, the guide was written a few months into the pandemic, and now 2 years later, as things are opening back up, the labor shortage has gotten even worse. So does this guide still hold weight with the issues surrounding the labor shortages that we're seeing now?
Yeah, it sure does. And those employers who are prepared by having a recruitment strategy in place have a greater chance of success in hiring than those that don't.
Excellent. And of course, with all things business, strategy is key. So tell us some more about having that strategy beyond posting that help wanted sign.
Yeah, great question, Elizabeth. Some employers don't think about recruiting until they see that resignation letter on their desk.
Oh, fair.
Poor recruiting practices can really hurt your business. Not only that, it costs you time and money to replace and train new employees. Did you know that the average cost per hire for companies is $4,129 to be exact? So, having an agile recruiting strategy where you're keeping recruitment top of mind at all times, it's what sets great employers apart. Having a recruitment strategy filled with the tools and tactics are so important. So some of those tools will include having an up-to-date job description. Job descriptions, job postings are obviously very different. Having that up-to-date job description, so when you do have a job vacancy, you have that job description that you're ready to send out through your contacts in your network. Knowing how to write an impressive job posting. It just means that we have to get a little bit more creative with how we're hiring, and having a job posting that pops, that really resonates, where if you're reading it and you're reading the job posting, you're like, yeah, you know what? I'd really like to work in this place. Or this just sounds so interesting or challenging. Have a network at the ready when job openings happen. That is so important, having those contacts so that as soon as you have that job posting ready, you can send that job posting out and you have that network ready. Become proficient interviewers. So too many employers have that cavalier sort of attitude towards the interview process, which only serves to undermine it. The fact is, interviewing is part art and science, with each element having an important function. Invest in a strong onboarding process. So having a structured onboarding process program makes new employees 58% more likely to be with the organization after 3 years. Okay, so there's 4 C's of onboarding: compliance, clarification, culture, and connection. So let's start with compliance. That is, your key tool would be having an employee handbook. The theme could be the company policy. Some examples for that would be occupational health and safety, anti-harassment, confidentiality, dress code, etc. The next C is clarification. So the key tool there would be having a procedures manual. The theme would be job-specific requirements, and some examples of that would be goals and expectations, reporting structure, IT orientation, brand guidelines. The third C is culture. The key tool there is meetings and check-ins. The theme, organizational culture. So some examples would be having the mission, the vision, the values, attitudes, behaviors, unofficial social norms, work ethic, and leadership styles. The fourth and final C is connection. So the key tool there, social events, mentorships, the theme, relationship building. Some examples, employee networking, social events, one-on-one meetings, buddy program. So that just gives you a bit of an idea of the 4 C's of onboarding.
Excellent.
So the other piece is to have a place on your website where you talk about the workplace environment and share testimonials from current employees that share their experience. So what I mean by that is, it's so important. People, when they're researching different work sites to where they'd like to work, or they go to the website. So having a section in your website where your actual employees, your culture, and that they're there talking. It's more personal, and they talk about why they like to work where they work. Mm-hmm. Commitment to employee well-being, and again, I'll touch base on that a little bit later on. Which is very important. Of course, the safety and mental health and all of that. Employers, by explaining that to employees how they work and they have that culture in their workplace, is really important nowadays.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So I'm going to bounce back really quickly here, talking about the website and having those testimonials. That's a great idea. Also really important for employers to know that potential employees will look up your social pages too, to see what type of work environment, what type of culture that you have, to see if it's something that they think they would fit into.
Yeah.
So keeping those social pages up to date are really important too, says the marketer.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So what type of top of mind tactics would you recommend to a small business owner?
Well, from the research we've done, having a competitive compensation package with a combination of monetary benefits, creative perks, flexible work arrangements, there are a few recommendations. It is important to note that a compensation package is not always about the money. So going back to the creative perks, that could include gym memberships, free snacks, company discounts, subscription to fitness classes, reimbursement for remote working expenses, if that's a laptop, Wi-Fi, desk, etc. And then going back to providing that mental health resources.
Right. Oh, and I'm going to add something here, but I'm going to share my screen really quickly. There we go. So this is my office. And I am very spoiled, I will tell you, in my work, because I can decorate however I want within reason. I mean, we have to be realistic. But that fireplace that you see is an electric fireplace, and I love it. I am cold all the time, even during the summer when everybody's cranking on their air conditioning. I'm turning on my fireplace because I'm so chilly. So having that is super important to me. Oh, where did it go? Oh, goodness. See, this is what happens when you're live. I'll often make the joke of that's why I get the good coffee. Well, I'm not kidding. And let me show you this is my very own coffee bar in my office. So every morning I can come in and I have my fresh pot of coffee.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I do absolutely drink at least a pot of coffee a day. And I just love it so much. And it's just, I feel so cozy and welcome here. And it just makes me really happy.
And that's part of it. And that's not a big ask from an employer.
Yeah,
that's just recognizing that you feel more productive in a warm and cozy workspace.
I do. I absolutely do. So anyway, moving on. With your research and your own experience, where can a business owner find these great employees?
Excellent question. Word of mouth, in my mind, is, I mean, it's a great way, and it's still a top of the list. It's a great way to tap into your network. Clients, customers, suppliers, distributors, and your personal contacts can be great sources of referrals. Ask your employees to share your job posting. There's also the traditional, where your local employment services, of course, the Canada's Job Bank, Work BC, BC Jobs, Zip Recruiter, and Indeed. And on Indeed is sort of, instead of waiting for job seekers to apply to your job posting, you can also search for candidates who are willing to start work right away using, it's called Indeed Resumes. So that's just a little tidbit I thought I would add there.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So as we wrap up, any other recruitment tips that you can share with us?
I would recommend learning about the immigration and hiring of foreign workers. In the guide, we have quite a big section there. What we've done is we've tried to condense it. It can be intimidating to go in that direction. As things are opening up now, and we have that access to the foreign workers, it is a process, for sure, not going to deny that, when you're working with immigration, but this is still going to be the trend and what's going to help us with our workforce concerns. Also, recruitment and retention go hand in hand, and we don't have time today to go into the retention piece, but having both a recruitment and retention strategy are so important. Succession planning is another one, and that is the hiring internally is one of the keys to winning new talent. And also how thinking like a sales team when recruiting will also keep your recruitment pipeline strong.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Laurie. Some really great tips in here. We have included a copy of the You've Got Talent guidebook to download for your own records. Thanks again, Laurie. Have a great day.
My pleasure. Thank you.